It is time for T.H.E.M.E.S Agenda. In today's edition of T.H.E.M.E.S Agenda this week, we will focus on the activities and achievements of the Lagos State Ministry of Justice in line with the vision of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration. Please take a listen.
Here is another edition of T.H.E.M.E.S Agenda this week, the 43rd in its series. It is a weekly special report that focuses on the activities and achievements of the T.H.E.M.E.S agenda of the Lagos State Governor. There is a popular maxim that says justice delayed is justice denied. To ensure that residents of Lagos State get the best services from the third arm of government, referred to as the judiciary, the Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration is leaving no stone unturned to ensure that the sector is reformed to perform at optimal level. In today's special report on T.H.E.M.E.S Agenda this week, Zainab Adebeshi of our News and Current Affairs Department focuses on the efforts of the Lagos State Ministry of Justice in line with its vision of the Sanwo-Olu's administration. Lagos State Ministry of Justice is charged with the responsibility of counseling the state in all legal matters, which has the major role of promoting and enhancing justice for all, the rule of law, and good governance. The ministry's vision is to be the public legal service that promotes integrity, values innovation, and a tradition where merit is the primary key to advancement, with a mission to work together to serve the people by professional and ethical standards that promote access to justice, regardless of socioeconomic class, and to attract, develop, motivate, and retain the best law officers within a supportive work environment. The agency is also saddled with responsibility of enhancing access to justice, upholding the rule of law, protecting the rights of citizens to free legal advice, representation and mediation services, legislative reform and commerce, as well as partnership with key stakeholders, the police, judiciary, correctional services, NBA, international agencies, among others. The Ministry of Justice has directorates and units which include Directorate of Public Prosecutions, Directorate of Civil Litigation, Office of Administrators General and Public Trustee, Office of Public Defender, Directorate of Legislative Drafting, Law Reform Commission, Citizens Mediation Center, Directorate of Advisory Services and Judicial Liaison, Directorate of Commercial Law, Public Advice Center, Community Service Unit, Domestic and Sexual Violence Response Team, DSVRT, Special Offences Mobile Court, and the Lagos State Special Task Force on Land Grabbers. Upon assumption of office, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu pledged his administration's commitment to uplifting the standard of the state's judiciary, welfare of judicial workers, uphold the rule of law, and improve the criminal justice system in the state to ensure speedy dispensation of justice.
I want to continue to remain accountable, responsible, and be able to stand in front of the people and be able to say that this is what we've used public funds for. And so to put credence and finality to that is one of the reasons why the state is leading with one or two other states to be able to pass a very robust law like this. Also believe that this commission will complement the existing laws that other law enforcement agencies have in the country, the ones that are in Lagos and the ones that are in federal. And so we cannot but expect, a robust engagement that will come out from this passage. And as a proactive and as a forward-looking government, the least we can do is to go back and do the needful and ensure that fair play, fair regulation, fair monitoring brought back.
To achieve this, the present administration inaugurated a committee to review amendments to the State Criminal Laws 2011. The team's mandate is to review the state criminal laws to bring the same in conformity with modern crime patterns. The 14-member committee was saddled with the responsibility of conducting a thorough review of criminal laws, taking necessary memoranda from relevant stakeholders, and submitting its recommendations.
Before the police will file a charge, the district prosecutors have to filter that charge. Does this charge you are bringing, does it meet the standard requirements of a criminal charge? If it doesn't, then we will decline to approve that charge to be filed. So in that way, we save a lot of people also that unnecessary headache of their civil matters being charged to court as criminal offenses.
In the last 2 years, the Directorate of Public Prosecutions, which is a unit under the Ministry of Justice, has attended to 954 legal advices, issued 1,860 cases, been prosecuted by the High Court, Magistrate Courts, including offenders who attacked LASMA officials. The mobile court, on its part, has arrested, arraigned, and convicted 62,477 people for use of the Bus Rapid Transit (BRT) lane, street trading, driving against traffic, willful obstruction, violation of COVID-19 regulations. On its part, the Community Service Unit, which is charged with the supervision of offenders on non-custodial sentencing in the period under review, completed 3,386 community service cases. It also provides continuous sensitization and education to offenders who have been sentenced to community service by the courts. The Sanwo-Olu's administration is not treating the issue of domestic violence and gender-based violence with kid gloves. The Domestic and Sexual Violence Response Team launches call center number 080-0033-3333 to attend to reports of gender-based violence and has handled over 3,000 cases involving adults and children and compensation and empowerment for survivors of gender-based violence. On the other hand, the Domestic and Sexual Violence Response Team, DSVRT, of the Ministry also handled 3,831 cases involving 2,629 adults and 1,202 children. The Ministry of Justice, through the Lagos State Special Task Force on Land Grabbers, restored 159 petitioners back on their land, held stakeholder sensitization in the 6 divisions of the state. The first session was held on 22nd April 2021 at Ikorodu, being one of the major areas in the state where the atrocities of land grabbers are prevalent, among others. Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in the state, Moyosore Onigbanjo, noted that 530 inmates of correctional centers in Lagos State have so far taken advantage of the plea bargain protocol since it was introduced by the state government in 2017. A plea and sentence bargain sensitization session was organized by the Ministry for awaiting trial inmates at the Kirikiri Maximum Custodial Center in Lagos. The State Judiciary and the Lagos State Police Command's concerted efforts were geared towards reducing the population of inmates awaiting trials in all correctional facilities in the state, including Ikoyi and Badagry Correctional Centers. 27 inmates, 16 male and 11 females benefited from the plea bargain in the Kirikiri Correctional Center. According to Mr. Onigbanjo, the initiative, which was aimed at decongesting correctional centers in Lagos State, is in line with Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's reform policy in the administration of criminal justice in the state and not a ploy to compel inmates to plead guilty to lesser charges. The severity of the offences, length of sentences, and acceptance or rejection of the offence by the judge are major determinants in the process. Mr. Onigbanjo explained that the plea and sentence bargain option was in collaboration with the Lagos State Command of the National Correctional Center, and the severity of the offence, length of offences, and acceptance or rejection of the offers by the judge are major determinants in the process.
This agency has the powers to investigate any misappropriation relating to the utilizations of funds budgeted for the use of the state. If the investigations leads to what we call a prima facie case, then the offender will be prosecuted before a court of law. Now, with regards to the gaming and lottery law, so we noticed that the last law has been overtaken by events. The lottery law brings in all these agencies for regulation so that we can have a better space for gaming and betting, particularly online activities relating to betting.
The Ministry of Justice has also recovered over 67 million naira for indigent residents who have different cases in court, and the Lagos State Directorate of Public Prosecutions, the APP, also issued 954 legal advice during the time frame and currently prosecuting 1,860 cases at the High Courts and Magistrate Courts, including 10 offenders who have been so far charged over attacks on officials of the Lagos State Traffic Management Agency, LASMA. To decongest the prisons, some people were kept in correctional facilities and the Community Service Unit of the DPP, which also supervised 557 community service sentences for street trading, loitering, fighting, and environmental offences. In the last 2 years, the Directorate of Civil Litigation had obtained 18 rulings and 34 judgments in favour of the Lagos State government. Other interventions include construction and renovation of courts, statement recording, interrogation rooms, digitization of courts, upgrade of Ministry of Justice website and social media handles, launch of online platform for checking the status of legal advice and certified true copy of legal advice, creation of more alternative dispute resolutions unit, Citizens Mediation Center, Office of Public Defender, introduction of virtual court sitting. 10 bills have been assented into law by the present administration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. These include Land Use Charge Law 2020, Lagos State Neighborhood Safety Amendment Law 2020, Unlawful Societies and Cultism Prohibition Law 2021, Lagos State Audit Amendment Law 2021, Lagos State Public Procurement Agency Law 2021, Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Authority Law 2021, Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission Law 2021, House of Assembly Service Commission Law, and Lagos State Sports Commission Law. Some Lagos residents share their thoughts on the efforts of the Sanwo-Olu's administration to reform the judicial sector for quick dispensation of justice in the state.
Eradicate corruption first in the country.
I think it can be improved upon, particularly when it comes to dealing with some issues that are bearing in Nigeria and Lagos precisely. So I think that there should be a solution to curb every act of indiscipline in Lagos.
We still have lots of congestion in our correction centers, understand? And so unless we are able to analyze those areas and make sure do what is expected of us as a state and something that is tenable in other parts of the world, in so civilized country, that is when we can say we are improving our justice system. Thank God to the present administration of Lagos State. They are actually trying their best, but like I said earlier, I cannot give them a total pass mark.
Right, the only thing I feel Lagos need to work on basically is environmental aspect, where people are indisciplined when it comes to disposing of refuse. They need to take proper measures and probably proper discipline in that. Anyone that found guilty of improper disposing of refuse was disciplined. So that's just basic.
And if you take all that cases, for instance, especially trafficking of child trafficking, they've been doing very great job on it.
We are moving, it's like we're moving 5 steps forward and 3 steps backwards. We don't really have a very definite stand. And I personally feel, because I've not personally experienced anything of justice, but from what I've heard from on television and other social media, I feel like the government needs to work on some specific aspects, and we just need to know what's important, what is more important, and
The state government, through all the reforms in the judiciary and welfare programs, is committed to upholding the rule of law and protecting the rights of citizens while they have access to justice. Also, in compliance with the Lagos State Justice Law 2015, there is a testament to the state government's commitment to a robust administration of criminal justice in the state. With this, we conclude today's special report on T.H.E.M.E.S Agenda this week, which focused on the activities of the Lagos State Ministry of Justice in line with the T.H.E.M.E.S Agenda of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration. For feedback, you can follow us on all our social media platforms: Instagram, Lagos Traffic; Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On YouTube, subscribe to our channel, Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Also, you can now download our app, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, from Play Store for more updates. This program is a production of Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. I am Abiola Fagbolago.
And that was T.H.E.M.E.S Agenda this